for a real reset. It's in other words, they make this stuff up as they go, and they switch it around on you at any time, and nobody notices. And this crap about Biden going to jail, well, of course it's all true that Biden's involved in all this crooked crap. He's one of the most corrupt fuckers that ever was in office. But the problem is Trump is way more corrupt. He's got way more criminal activities. And here's the thing. Right now, Trump is he's pardoning all of his criminal associates right now. That's his big focus right now, is to pardon his criminal associates. Paul Manafort, who's still in jail, is supposedly the one who's going to get pardoned next. Michael Flynn, who's been in and out of jail, his former national security advisor, who's also very crooked, even though all these idiots think he's a patriot. He's going to get a pardon. I haven't heard anything about Roger Stone. I guess Roger Stone already got his pardon. Let's see, who else? There's Cohen. Cohen probably be getting his pardon pretty soon. There's more. Even Giuliani is sweating bricks every time he gets in front of that camera, because he's working his ass off trying to save Trump's presidency, because he's looking at all sorts of criminal activity.
Okay, Stephen, all that is valid. Okay, there are some questionable people there whom Trump is doing these things for at the end of his term. And Giuliani, he was mayor during 9/11, so it's hard to believe he wasn't in on far more than we're aware.
Yeah, but Giuliani is very big in money laundering. That's the thing.
But currently, it's possible that he is trying to redeem himself, and he thinks this is going too far. Even the sweating and everything, a lot of people have interpreted that in different ways.
The thing is the crimes that they're trying to accuse Biden of are small potatoes compared to the crimes that Giuliani was involved with Trump.
Giuliani, in the long term, Biden is
in the long term, all the shit they're talking about,
the globalist,
globalist, blah blah bullshit. You're getting worked up. Everyone's trying to say that Biden works for China and all this shit.
No, it's such, but internationalist motives, like World Economic Forum type.
You don't think Trump does?
It's far more with Biden, and I'd say that.
No, that's not true. That's totally not
mandatory
true.
vaccinations,
that's bullshit.
Gun confiscation, censorship.
Things are
more under Biden.
Blah blah blah. Yeah, of course. Bolshevist agenda, big time Bolshevist agenda. Yeah. But dude, it doesn't fucking matter, because in the end of the day, the criminal activity is the only shit anyone has to complain about. And to complain about Biden's $1 million criminal hijinks is nothing compared to Trump's $1 billion criminal hijinks. Trump is a criminal to the tune of billions of dollars. Biden is a criminal to the tune of millions of dollars. It's a scale.
The direction that the country will.
It doesn't matter, man. Trump blew it. Don't you get it? Trump blew it. He fucking blew it so hard. He didn't do anything he was supposed to do. He had every opportunity. 4 years he had to dismantle the enemy, and he didn't do one fucking thing. He didn't touch any of them. He left them all standing. And yet now he has to go through the humiliation of having idiots like Mitt Romney talk shit about him. Remember when Mitt Romney went to the White House and Trump made him eat crow and just humiliated him? And now it's completely turned around. He so fucking blew it. Remember the Bush funeral, or when Kelsey, or what's his name, Lindsey Graham, was looking like, holy shit, I'm screwed, and he had General Kelly there, and he had and General Mathis there, and they were all giving him the evil eye. Well, you know what? Jared Kushner shut all that shit down. Everything that we thought that was good that was going to happen got shut down by Israel. Okay? So it doesn't matter if Trump was a good guy even halfway. the bottom line is that he was a criminal owned by Israel, and at the end of the day, Israel got to do exactly what they wanted, and it's going to usher in the Bolshevists, which is also something that they really wanted. It's a pendulum. They swing it both ways to achieve the same result every time. And then we have to put up with it. So, and yeah, okay, sure. But the thing is, okay, you say Biden's going to do this, Biden's going to do that. Well, all these are things that people won't, like the guns and the mandatory vaccination. Those are fighting things. But if people won't fight, who's the problem here? We can bitch about Trump or Biden and all the shit that people did, or we could actually do something ourselves. But as someone who's been fighting this fight for 20 fucking years, long before these motherfuckers even became an issue, I find it a little bit, kind of disgenuine when I hear people pissing and moaning that haven't lost everything and devoted their lives to fight for the cause. Now that the things are getting rough, shit, it's been rough for me for 20 years, and yet people are, now you guys are complaining. Now, we got to wear a mask. Wow. Maybe you should have done something 10 years ago to stop this shit. It's just like waiting for Trump to fucking put Hillary in jail or Podesta or any of these motherfuckers. How about George Soros? Well, that should have been an easy one. But no, because he's impotent. He was always impotent. But he sure talked big for an impotent man. Of course he's an impotent man. He's an impotent man because he screws little girls. He rapes little girls. You know who does that? An impotent man. Not a real man. He's got, all mouth and no balls. People thought he had balls. Obviously he didn't. And now he's gonna gracefully, he's already started the transition. And Giuliani running around, they're actually now trying to figure out ways to shut up Giuliani. They're going to, the establishment now is going to basically punish Giuliani for saying lies. It's like everything he says now, the media is saying, Trump's attorney spouted more bullshit today. Gee, should we let him get away with this? It's like, really? And the latest talk today is that Trump and Giuliani made a deal so that Giuliani can relax because he knows that no matter what happens, by the end of the day, last day comes, Trump will give him a pardon. So we won't have to worry about this shit coming down on him. In other words, why would Giuliani need a pardon if he was clean? Obviously he's worried about stuff that is not public yet. And it's not 9/11. If it was 9/11, Trump could have done that too, remember? We were going to get 9/11 truth. New 9/11 investigation. That went far. How about Larry Silverstein? How did Trump, Mr. New Yorker, miss going after Larry Silverstein? It's all a big farce. So please, repeating this shit that people say, oh God, I'm so sick of people saying, oh yeah, but the truth about Biden's going to go to jail and Trump's going to stay in office. It's like, oh my God, people. At this point, it doesn't fucking matter. We could have 2 presidents or no president. It's not going to fucking matter. It's this finger pointing is not going to help.
I agree. It doesn't. It's the same treason.
Yeah,
also, I just want to remind everybody about Julian Assange, please.
I'm over him too.
Yeah, also.
Well, you know what? He's whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, whatever. But once again, that's Israel. Okay, that's Israel. All right, so that's the bullying, bad language we're not supposed to say, but that's what happened. He's a victim of that. You agree, Richard?
Well, sure. Yeah, it's pretty apparent.
Well, yeah. With with what happened with Ecuador and all that. I mean, the money, there was basically, an IMF loan or something, a big, huge billions of dollars they dangled in front of Ecuador. They says, here, why don't you take care of this? And then there's that Somerset Belanoff or whatever. Supposedly, I saw that she wrote something about telling Ecuador it was time to give him up too. So, cabal, whatever you want to say. I'm just sorry. It was just most people, Hey, look, we got Australia.
Regarding Trump and Israel, I mean, some people say, well, there's only so much a president could accomplish in one term, and you have to play ball with Israel to some extent. They think that, getting them to
play ball with Israel.
They think that these treaties, this treaty is getting Israel to draw their borders, and it's a strategic move. That moving the embassy was just a token gesture, and is no big deal. Or declaring, the capital, all of that was not as big as people are making it out. But these are the same people who are always expecting more light at the end of the tunnel with the Trump administration, like always referring to Trump as playing 4D chess and trust in the plan, brah.
Yeah, well, we all know that's utter bullshit now, huh?
But people try to be optimistic, and the same with
Trump's
the way they
not that smart, right?
They look at Putin the same way, right? I mean, I hear that he's leaving office and he was diagnosed with Parkinson's.
I heard that too, but obviously that's bullshit.
Really? Okay. Because I hear he's leaving next year, though.
He doesn't have Parkinson's.
Well, he's supposed to be leaving next year, so Putin and Trump both stepping down. For a lot of people, that
probably because they want to go into their bunkers now.
People need a role model, and they don't know about the Stephen D. Kelly for president campaign.
Well, that's true, but look, you can't have a grassroots movement without any social media, and the problem is that with COVID, there's absolutely no way. They've made a grassroots movement illegal, impossible. It requires a lot of motivation and a lot of dedication, and that's probably the biggest problem. Is if to overcome these obstacles requires lots of dedication and motivation, and there's just not enough of it. And there's a lot of ego, unfortunately, and there's a lot of people that think they know better. That's the ego problem. And so, at the end of the day, it's like, do you guys want me to care? Really, that's what it really comes down to. And sure, I have to continue, endeavor to care, but at the same time, I have to be a little concerned about the effectiveness of this stuff now, because it's getting less and less effective by the day. The 3D is, as we like to say, is just not happening too well right now. The 4D is the only thing that's going on. The 3D, of course, is it's harsh. I don't know. I need more people. I need an army that's willing to do more. And unfortunately, a lot of people out there are doing as much as they can. They're learning to do new things and stuff like that. But any growth that we had, it gets taken away, right? Any networking abilities that we had gets taken away. Like all those people, 25,000 people here, 10,000 people here, 6,000 people there. You take that all away, it's not a level playing field at all. But the enemies, of course, they don't have any of these obstacles whatsoever, and they've got the media. And they keep filling everyone's brains with bullshit. And you guys actually are repeating this bullshit. It's a little frustrating for me just to hear people repeating this bullshit, like telling me these things about Trump, who's become completely irrelevant. You're still waiting for him to do something, or thinking that he's somehow the answer, or that somehow the answer is going to be involving something that he's going to do. When he spent 4 years and didn't do shit.
A lot of people are still thinking that way, though, Steve. And I mean, there's talk that he can still overturn this. Of course, we're hearing a lot of legal battles still.
Why would you want to waste your time even saying such silly things?
Other people are talking about how
other people are worthless.
He may run for 2024 if this doesn't work out. In the meantime, might start his own media.
Who cares about Trump?
And then he might start his own.
Step back 4 or 5.
Well, they're looking forward to him starting a media company.
There's a lot of people who are really stupid in the world, though. That's the problem. And it's really, really sad to see so many people who are good people otherwise still tying their fucking wagon to that loser.
Well, they're convinced.
So sad.
They're convinced that
I don't want to hear about it. Seriously,
they're convinced that it wouldn't be censored. Well, I know.
I don't care about them.
It would still be censored.
Trump hasn't been censored. Trump hasn't been censored. You get it? He has not been censored. And he has not done anything to stop the censorship. In fact, Trump is responsible for the censorship. He's utterly and completely responsible for the censorship that we're having right now. Okay? And yet nobody can see that. And that is amazing. And yet, you spout the same bullshit that comes from all the platforms that are not censored. That should be a clue. That's the point I was trying to make tonight. If the platform you're getting information from has not been censored, it's bullshit. Okay? Because don't tell me they didn't miss it. If they went after me with my tiny little following, then that tells me that anything left is bullshit. That should be really clear to everyone. And yet, it's like starving dogs willing to eat poisoned food. You don't care. It smells like food. It looks like food. But we'll see what happens. Maybe you'll die, maybe you won't. But it's still poison. Okay? All the food now is poison. They took away the stuff that isn't poison. Truth is illegal now. Okay? It's gone. There's no truth out there. They killed Truth Cat. You going to tell me that there's some other truth platform out there that was not killed? There isn't. So I don't want to hear anything from any of those platforms because it's all bullshit. And it's allowed to continue to spew because it's bullshit. That's the bottom line. And I say shame on all the platforms that are still out there that have not been censored because you're not saying the right thing. If they haven't censored you, then you must not be telling the truth. Or they like what you're saying. That's just all there is to it. Anything on TV, anything from Fox, anything from, hell, half the damn internet providers out there. Oh my God, it's like, I don't like to pick on people, but at the same time, I look at like free TV, okay, and free in her channel, free TV. She still gets a good following, but she's still pushing the same Trump got conspiracy and trust the plan, it's all going to happen. Oh my fucking God. And here's a person who does all sorts of things to try to protect her channel, to keep it from getting taken down by using funny wording and stuff so that their bots don't pick up on it. But you know what? It doesn't matter what kind of spelling and stuff, because I put stuff up there all the time that had zero verbiage, and they still did it. It doesn't matter if they know about you and you're doing something they don't like, they're going to get you. So if you have a channel right now and it's putting out Trump bullshit propaganda, they don't have a problem with that. That should tell you something. But they do have a problem with truth. So why would you want to even repeat anything that you hear out there now? They say, people say, my God, there's what, 200 200 million really, really stupid people in the USA alone. Really, really stupid people. Okay? People that think that 9/11 was caused by Arabs in planes. Stuff like that. You know? You can't fix that kind of stupid. And those are the people that say stuff. And those are the people that vote, unfortunately. There are 70 million people on Donald Trump's Twitter account that don't care who is president as long as it's Trump. They don't care what he does as long as it's him doing it. And they don't care about the Getty, and they don't care about the children, and they don't care about anything, but they do care about their own greed and ego, and they root for him just like it was a fucking football team. Win or lose. And the thing is that we had a movement long before that motherfucker TV idiot came along and got involved and stuck his fucking face in front of us. We were fighting very hard against the very same enemy that idiot supposedly was chosen to fight. The military supposedly chose him, and yet what did he do? You know, my God, the way he humiliated. He loved to take all those pictures with that cabinet full of men in Marine uniforms and military uniforms, and what happened to every single one of those guys is gone. But yet, he's got more Jews in his cabinet than I've ever seen. Not that that's a bad thing, but, you know, hey, what about, you know, Munchin, the guy from Goldman Sachs? Nobody even talks about that. They talked about how Goldman Sachs owned Obama, but Goldman Sachs also owns Trump. And no one even talks about it. Oh, and here's something. How about the $4.8 trillion deficit that Trump's leaving us with? And that was just in 1 year. That's 4 times more than the highest deficit this country has ever seen, and that was also came from Trump.
Well, and even when you say, not that that's a bad thing, I mean, it's not like these are ordinary patriotic American Jews that are against, you know, all of the Talmudic cult-like.
Well, you understand Trump's
Zionist
Jewish too. I mean, you know, before
Yeah.
you start getting down on Jews, let's just remind everybody Trump's also Jewish.
Well, and we have his son-in-law as a strong influence regarding Israeli policies.
Trump's family has always been Jewish, man, just like they've always been a Democrat.
Well, I don't know any
Trump
confirmation of
family's
that.
hidden the fact that they're Jewish for a long time. They've also hidden the fact that they're Chabad for a long time. You made it